Welcome to the Intuitive Teacup, my friends. These tarot readings are meant to motivate, empower, and inspire you. Please keep an open heart and an open mind as you watch these general readings, as some material will resonate and some might not. Do have faith it is serving someone out there, and take away only what resonates for you. Please release the rest. Feel free to book a personal reading with me if you would like something catered specifically to your inquiries and energy. That information is down below for you. You are responsible for all actions and decisions and the vibe that you bring to this channel. This is optional advice or guidance, and of course, you will always have free will. Check the box below for my social media links, the decks I use, and more information on this channel. Let's hop into your tarot reading. What's up, Pisces gang? Happy New Year. Congratulations. We're making it through / made it through 2020. Let's look at next year, 2021, which is just a few days away, depending on when you view this. We're going to talk about, apparently we're going to talk about love first. Love with your Virgo, or possibly a male Earth King. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, possibly a Gemini. We'll keep those. Why not? We'll take that message. All right, we're going to hop right in. So we're going to talk about love first, and then there will be a timestamp down below if you want to hop directly to your career and finances reading, okay? All right, so actually, let's finish off this message that came out first. Tell me about this. Feels very much like an Earth sign or a Gemini. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It could be that you were dealing with someone, Pisces, who was sort of in, almost getting like seclusion, which I know we all kind of are, right? We're trying to be a little bit isolated and keep a safe distance. So you could have been dealing with someone who it's like they've been hidden away for a bit, but they may be making some sort of gesture towards you, or coming out from the cold, or coming out, I am sort of getting from hiding. So I don't know why, but the way it's sort of being relayed to me, nothing about these cards indicate it has to be someone from the past. So if you're single and looking and have no connection to the past, it could be someone new. For a lot of you though, I feel like this is someone you are already familiar with. I'm not sure if you've dated or had like an on again, off again thing. It's very interesting to me. This is almost being relayed to me as like a second chance at something. So I don't know if you're happy to hear that or you want to distance yourself from it. By all means, you guys have free will. But I feel like there's distance between you now, but someone's trying to close the gap here. A Gemini might be involved, even if romantically this isn't about your Gemini. It could be, but I'm almost getting something about not third party in terms of infidelity, but third party in terms of there may be someone helping to initiate this coming back together. I don't know if you guys have a mutual friend, but yeah, there's like a peace offering. Do you see how she's holding that the little white dove, right? Which this is actually a drug reference, I believe, in her song. I think it's about cocaine. But anyway, moving on. But maybe there was an issue that came between your partnership, your marriage, your friendship, whatever it was. I actually see this going in a very positive way, because if there were addiction issues of any kind, and it doesn't need to be addiction, but whatever came between that large mountain that came between these people, I see someone wanting to make a peace offering because they've done a lot of work on themselves, or they're in the process of doing it. So let's get, I guess, one more for that, and then we'll do a different one. That came out immediately, Pisces. This does seem very positive. It's a very strong card. It's very good reading. So yeah, it's a victory. Hey, we're moving forward. There could be a Cancer showing up out of nowhere. I'm almost getting something about the Cancer daughter. I don't know if any of you have a daughter, or it could be a child who's a Cancer, but I'm getting something about that may factor into it as well. The Chariot is about balancing both your masculine and your feminine energies, those two dark and light sphinxes, but it's also more masculine energy, just simply because it is almost like going into warrior mode, having a strong sense of confidence, of determination, of that's my destination and I'm getting there, so watch out. So this could be you going to visit this person. More than likely, vice versa, it's someone who's making an offer and extending a hand out to you, or just again like a peace offering. Now it could be more, certainly with the Lovers card, it could be more sexual by nature, but this seems cute. I really like this. I actually feel like this is a lot of my Pisces out there, because having to separate from this person, for a lot of you, if this makes sense in your story, it forced you to kind of come into your own and understand that you can't rely on other people to feel good about yourself. You have to love yourself no matter what. And I think universe is starting to see that you're learning the lessons of practicing self-love, of honoring your own value, your worth. I think this person knows you're very valuable. I think this person is hoping they are worthy of you. So I think that's sort of why they're being shown as the King of Pentacles, because they do have a lot to give in a relationship. I'm sort of seeing it's just a matter of time. It's just, are we going to close in that gap that's between us? Now, again, for some of you, this could be a new person. For most of you, I don't know why. It's just the energy I'm getting from the reading is that this is someone who you haven't heard from them in a bit, but you guys are still sort of thinking about each other, or maybe you tried like a trial separation. Whatever the case is, I see it being a victory. So it could be that you guys choose not to go back to this person, even if they do reach out to you. And the victory is that you've learned something about them and yourselves, and now you're more determined to go out there and mingle with new people. You do have 3 major arcana here, so this is kind of a big reading, and a king. So love seeing kings and queens. That means people in their highest energy, right? Very beautiful. So then, again, just for major arcana, you have Virgo, Gemini, and Cancer. So crushing it, Pisces. All right, let's shuffle those back in. Let's see if they come out. Ooh, and you got Capricorn at the bottom of the deck. So again, maybe something with addiction issues, or it could just simply be a time stamp of Capricorn season. Facing your shadow side, your shadow self. When you go into sort of hermit mode, there's a need to realign with yourself. I'm hearing intuitively, but I meant introspectively. So some solitude, some time alone. Yeah, and then you have judgment. Absolutely. Some solitude and some time alone were destined for that relationship. And some of you are going to come out the other end a much happier person, or hopefully you all do, right? And some of you will choose to have a new start with this person. Others of you will not, right? Whatever the case is, it's saying it's a victory. It's good. So have faith. If that isn't your story yet, it might just be in the future. All right. So we see a Fire King at the bottom of the deck. We'll see if he comes out again. I saw an offering with a Fire King, a Page of Pentacles with a King of Wands. So male or female, it looks like there's a male that's making an offer to you. Could be a job offer as well. But let's do one more for love. Let's really connect with my Piscean energy. I'm going to set the intention. What are some messages in love and romance, specifically romantic love? I'm not going to read for family love this time, but certainly you can view it through that lens, Pisces. Some messages of romantic love, sexual love, dating, marriage, any of those things that want to come through from my Pisces gang out there. Let's set that intention and see what comes through. So what they need to know in the month of January, the timeline of manifestation is entirely up to them, Spirit. So let's tell them what they need to know for the month of January 2020 for those Pisces. Happy New Year's, Pisces. I hope this video finds you well. Split the deck. Okay. Some of you may be getting a dog or moving in with your person. Some of you have a very good job offer coming your way. Sorry, I'm trying to read for love, but I got to give it to you when I see it. So merging households, though, you could be moving in with someone you want, but it puts you at a bit of an awkward spot because it might indicate that you have to move away from someone else you love, especially family. So it could be that you're moving in with your significant other or your partner, but it might not be as close to your family tribe or your soul tribe as it used to be. Some of you are going to take up, I know where I am, this doesn't make sense seasonally, but eventually something to do with gardening and floral arrangements. So maybe flowers, it could be something like that. Maybe some of you are planning a wedding. I could definitely see that. A big ticket item, right? Picking out what flowers and floral arrangements you want to. Some of you, yeah, or you're moving into a house that has like a blooming tree very close to like a window that you see a lot. Or when you go and, I don't know if you're looking at apartments or houses, when you go and view that, something is in bloom. That's something in nature is in bloom. So I don't know what the season or the weather is like wherever you are, but the message still stands. There's something that's blooming and it strikes your eye. And that does have to do with properties. So, maybe you're renting a cozy cabin in the woods and there's little berries on the trees. You know what I mean? It's something like that. But then some of you, okay, so if marriage and big commitments aren't on the horizon for you, some of you are waiting for that. Some of you, it's like, I'm sort of getting a message of like, okay, I'm here and I'm ready for like my person, and where the hell are they? So let me tell you, where the hell are they? That's funny. Okay, yeah, you're waiting on the soulmates. I do see more. Okay, so I do see a lot of cards about if it's not engagements in terms of like weddings, right? It has to do with reaching some sort of milestone in a relationship. And for a lot of my Pisces, and this might go vice versa for the cross watchers, somebody in this scenario who's been waiting and waiting on their person who they love a lot, they see them as a really big person or a big opportunity in their life, right? It's almost like hitting the lottery. It's like you feel like it feels feels like you won the lottery, like you see a lot of value and potential in them. That person is very fearful of long-term commitment. So that could be you, Pisces, or very likely, because I am trying to channel my Piscean energy, you were dealing with someone who they liked you, they enjoyed hanging out with you. Maybe it was like a friends with benefits type situation. It doesn't have to be, but ultimately when it came to like, yeah, let's lock it down and be exclusive, or let's get married, or let's move in together, they're like, I don't know if I'm ready for that. Again, a card of Gemini, but it doesn't have to be. I just like to name those as I sort of hear them and see them. So tell me a little bit more about that. So Pisces is maybe waiting for someone to commit to them. Where are we at with that for Pisces in the new year? Okay, so you got the Gemini. Oh, look, you got double cards that we got in the very first reading. So if you had jumped ahead, Pisces, those cards have come out twice. So, I mean, in a short little reading like this, that's pretty significant. So some of you may be waiting on a male air sign, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and you do have the Wheel of Fortune. So I've seen 3 kings, Pisces. The King of Wands didn't come out, but as you know, the King of Pentacles did, and the King of Air. This could certainly be a female who resonates more strongly with her masculine side. For most of you, the majority of you watching this here today or out there, right, it's very likely a male air sign who there's good fortune attached to it. So that could be a job offer coming in. Perhaps your person is not feeling ready to plan a wedding or move in together because money is very tight. I almost see this as things are starting to bloom. The seeds that have been planted between you are starting to pop, right? So it could be that, you know, this lucky person gets a new job or buys a new house or something like that. For others of you, I am sort of getting, if you're waiting on a male air sign, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and they're a little bit shy about commitment or were hesitant, or maybe they just didn't feel safe being, you know, in the crazy state that the world is in and dating, right? It could be that they're like, I like you, but I'm just going to hunker down. There, you might start to see a change in that. Might be with Sagittarius, the only reason I say that, Jupiter energy. It could be any sign, guys, right? But what's most prominent here is air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Of course, you have Gemini again with the Lovers. Jupiter just means expansion, wealth, good luck, good fortune, changing up of the cycles, and it works out in your favor. It's a very positive card. And sometimes to me, the Wheel of Fortune can indicate almost like, sometimes when it's upside down, I see it as a reversal of going back to the past. The thing is, some of you, I'm not sure you ever really disconnected from this person, at least emotionally, and I almost felt like energetically you still carried them in your heart. So for some of you, again, these are general readings, but for some of you, it feels like there was maybe a pause or a delay because your person had to sort something out. And this could be you too, right? It's almost like they had to get to the bottom of why they were hesitant to move forward with you, or why commitment was sort of a point of fear or apprehension for them. I feel like there's a new thought, there's an idea, there's an understanding of why, and they're like, okay, I understand why that's coming up. You know, maybe it's childhood stuff, maybe they don't want to end up the way their parents did, or, you know, whatever, a million different things. They start to understand it better, and they can move forward on their action from there. And look, then they make an offering to you. And this is almost saying to me, you have to be patient. There is a period of rest, so know that in advance. So this might not be in January, guys, flat out, right? The energy is prevalent here, but the timeline of manifestation, it's kind of up to you as much as it can be. And then it's also up to your person, right? So cross watchers, right? Or if you're a Pisces, you got to cross watch on your other person and see where their energy is at. But I see this as good. It could come at a time where you're actually not expecting it. I'm almost getting, if you're currently working and you have a vacation planned in the future, it could be when you kind of go away and detach from all the clutter and the mess, an offer comes to you and it's just kind of like peace and quiet. That's sort of what I'm getting. There's peace of mind when you make an important decision about your child and your child's future. There could be an important conversation to be had with your child, and you really have to think about it. I don't know if it's sending them off to college or allowing them to move in with dad, or I don't know what it is. There's some important thing about your child, if that makes sense to my Pisces out there. And then you have the Lovers. So some of you may end up having options, and that sort of makes sense to me too, because if you were in a relationship where you were waiting and waiting and waiting, I'm never an advocate of putting your life on pause for someone. So some of you may have tried to put yourself back out there even though you were still kind of thinking about the soulmate. Some of you, this King of Swords is brand new. You don't know him or her, right? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, very likely. In which case you get an offer and you're like, ooh, I really want to take that offer, but what about that other one? So it's saying the Lovers is quite literally a card of just choices, decisions, right? That Geminian brain, this one or that one, the left or the right, the masculine, the feminine, right? This is a card of duality, really. So I think a lot of my Pisces, whatever or whoever the zodiac sign is involved here, some of you may be still holding on to someone in your heart from the past, but you actually get an offer, a tangible physical offer in the 3D, right? Not just emotionally or fantasy land, right? You get a real offer of substance from someone who's new-ish, Page of Pentacles. So, I mean, that's not the worst love reading, Pisces. You have options. And the thing is, it's going to be different for all of you. There's that card that came up again. Again, possibly Virgo, Gemini, Aquarius, Aries might be factoring into this for some of you. There is no wrong decision, and it's going to be different for everyone. So I can't unanimously say the person in the past, yes, or the person in the past, let go of, because it's different. Those are the characters kind of showing up in your spread, so you have to do what's right for you, Pisces. But you have very positive cards. I mean, how's money looking? That's actually a really good transition. Let's talk about your money, Pisces. So, in fact, we'll use a new deck. Let's talk about Pisces money. Money for my Pisces gang. All right. So let's tap into Pisces. Again, messages they need to hear in the month of January 2021. Timeline of manifestation up to you. Maybe about Pisces money. Actually, so let's do this. Where are they currently at and where are they headed? Let's do that. So give me like 2 cards or a storyline for currently. What is the issue here? So currently you're debating something. You're sort of on the cusp of making some important change in your career, or possibly going or staying at a job. So a lot of you feel trapped at a job because the money is good, or because just simply, again, the whole COVID thing, right? Depending on where things are at with you, you're scared to jump and take a leap because you have a sense of security at a job. So I got to be honest, to me, I actually don't mind that the Devil card is coming up here, because I almost think that there's an element of some of my Pisces here where it's like the grass is always greener, which is not necessarily true. I'm never a tarot reader to tell you to stay at a job that you hate, that's painful, that, it makes you sad or depressed. I can't advocate you staying there. I would say stay there until you have a good escape route, right? Unless something absolutely brutal is going down, right? Verbal abuse from your boss or whatever, right? You need to go through the proper channels of what's right for you. But a lot of you, King of Pentacles is coming up here. So again, all earth energy in a money spread, I really like seeing that. I think this assessment has to do with the idea of the money is good, or I'm going to say it this way, the money is stable. It's solid. This could even be if you're receiving like weekly checks, right, from the government or something. It's like, I could up and leave, but then what? Well, there is a factor here, and it is sort of what I'm going to call like a fear-based factor, a scary storyline that's kind of repeating in your head. And so you're sort of at a standstill, sort of at a crossroads. Like, well, I've gotten to this point and I'm still here and I'm okay, but could I do better? Well, yes, of course. You could always do better. Is there guarantees and certainty right now? Absolutely not. And I think the thing is, I think you're being very practical about it, because I mean, earth energy, especially Capricorn and Taurus, it's like, Taurus is like, let's maintain, let's make sure it's stable, and then let's just keep it going, right? They're the fixed sign, they're the maintainers. Capricorn is the leader, they want to start things. I think this is the part of you that's getting a little bit antsy of like, well, I'm here and I'm maintaining, but am I happy? And, happiness is worth its weight in gold, but sometimes you have to compensate a little bit to get to the next chapter, right? So again, like, if you know my style, I'm never one to be like, no, don't. You have free will. You can always do it. There's something here about don't jump too soon because you're going to let the devil win. It's almost like either the fear of staying or the fear of jumping too soon. There's still some factors that are almost aligning. You don't know the whole story yet. And so I think you're right. This contemplation of, well, I feel like it's time to go, but I'm not sure if I'm ready. Wait another week, wait another month, get your ducks in a row before it's like plan your exit strategy. Earth is very slow moving. And I get it. A lot of you are working a job where you just don't like it. It's not what you want to do long term. And that's okay, Pisces. The fact that you recognize that is gold, right? But it's not about using your more impulsive side. Any Pisces, Aries, cuspers out there? It's saying like, let's just take a breath and understand like I don't mean this in a negative way, but what are the consequences? What are the pros and cons? It's like being very practical about this decision you're about to make, because you don't want to end up shooting yourself in the foot in terms of having steady income. And I know that's not important to everyone, but generally speaking, we need that, right? And obviously, I don't know everybody's scenario, but the fact that King of Pentacles is coming up, it says to me something about your situation It's not terrible. So obviously, Pisces, if you are unemployed and you're not receiving any checks, if you're in dire straits, this probably isn't your story, right? Yeah, so I mean, I can't read for everybody, but book a personal with me, right? If you're really struggling and this isn't your message, we'll get to the bottom of it. But so that's where you're currently at. So let's tap into, okay, ooh, the Emperor, I love that. So that's probably something big in your career is coming up on the horizon. So let's talk more about where you're headed. For my Pisces out there, what can I tell them? Messages they need to hear in January about where they could be headed in 2021 for career, finances, money, things of that sort. You're going to have anxiety if you jump too soon. The world is about endings and graduations, closure and completion. So there's really two messages here. If you let the devil win, right? If you act on impulsivity and not think it through in the proper timeline that is necessary, you know what that is. I don't, right? This is saying there's a period of waiting. Embrace it. But it's like, I just heard idle hands are the devil's playpen, kind of. But, in true earth energy, dig your hands into the earth, like be practical. What tools do you have to build your resume or to increase your knowledge? It's like, do the work in this period of rest. I hope that makes sense. Don't just rest on your laurels. Like there's work that can be done while, again, the exit strategy. So it's saying if you jump too soon and act impulsively or don't think things through, you're going to end up like this. Others of you are overthinking it, right? Some of you have sort of tapped the well in how much you can make at a job and like you can't ascend beyond those in charge. It's almost like a power struggle. So some of you know it's time to graduate from this because I want to start my own business, in which case you're right. You're going to start your own business. But again, don't shoot yourself in the foot. Make sure you do it at a time where, you've aligned your path as much as you can. Again, there are no certainties. There are no guarantees, but timing, strategy-wise, you can plan it in a way where it's like, okay, I've got a little bit of a cushion. I have this income coming in, like multiple streams of income, right? That's always a savvy thing to do if and where you can, right? You will get to graduate from this. That's what this card says. And you will very likely be an independent contractor or an entrepreneur or start your own business. You might be a light worker of some kind. You may literally work in electricity or I don't know why I'm getting that. I'm getting something about that, or I'm seeing like spark plugs, cars, or I don't know what that is, Pisces, but I almost like when they bring Frankenstein to life and they have to give him those little jolts in his something medical. Like obviously I'm speaking in metaphor, but I don't know what that is, but I'm getting like sparks. Anyway, so it's very likely a career that you're going to do by yourself, or it's going to be you representing your business and you go and meet clients or meet vendors, but you sort of are like the face of the one of maybe the face of the company or something of the sort. More than likely it does have to do with earning your money independently. Some of you may be starting some sort of online course or online study. You may be taking online courses to sort of beef up your knowledge. That's what I mean. Now is the time to kind of add to the solid foundation you already have before you take that big leap of faith to start something new. Of course you should do that, but it's hard for me to say the timeline because I don't know what your situation is, but it's saying get your ducks in a row so that there's no regrets. So that when you leap and you go into that new thing or try that new strategy or whatever it is, it succeeds with flying colors because internally you've done the work to know it's going to yield the success and like the positive results that you were hoping for. I don't like that the devil's coming up in here because it does represent fear. It's fear of like staying too long or fear of jumping too quickly. You'll know that the time is right when fear doesn't factor into it. When you just know, okay, well, if I do this, I'm going to make the best of it. And, it's good to have high hopes and ambitions. But again, Earth is saying be practical. Don't live in that dreamy state of, oh, well, it'll be nice and it'll figure itself out and it'll be fine. Like, it's like, okay, but how? Like, again, like list the pros and cons. With those swords, it's almost like the information available to you, really break that down. Well, what happens if X, Y, and Z? What happens if this? Do you know what I mean? It's like you need to sort of analyze the details about this ending that yields like a very, it's like a gift. It's some sort of opportunity to do something on your own. Some of you may end up traveling on your own. You may take, obviously I wouldn't recommend it when it's not healthy, but again, in your timeline, whatever that is, You may end up traveling, but I do see you traveling individually by yourself. And the thing is, I don't think it has to do with love or business. I think it has to do with, you know what? I've always wanted to see Asia. I'm gonna travel throughout Asia next summer. Like, do you know what I mean? It's something like that. It seems like it would be great for your spiritual growth as well. Some of you may end up being teachers or mentors or professors. You may work with sort of like elements. I'm almost getting like witchy potion type stuff for lack of a better term, but light workers, again, something like that. That seems positive. Ace of Cups, yeah. See, there is a new opportunity coming to you, but it's not here yet. So it's, again, I'm being told to say maintain. Maintain what you have and add to it where you can, especially new streams of income. Maybe you're going to sell things online, or you're going to start a YouTube account, or, you know, something like that. You'll know when it's time to leap when fear doesn't play a role in it, okay? That's sort of the same message I keep getting. But Ace of Cups is beautiful. Ace of Cups, let's just go ahead and put that next to the Lovers. Some of you may end up working with a Gemini. Or even helping counsel couples. It could be families, but it could also be something like marriage counselors, or, you know, maybe you're a tarot reader or something like that. All right, let's get a couple oracle cards and we'll wrap it up for Pisces. Summer solstice, radiance. All right, so here's the thing. I think this is your timeline. Certainly it's going to be different for you guys, but if you want this essentially to depart from something that's not making you happy, it's almost like, okay, I think universe is saying, give yourself an exit strategy and an exit date. It doesn't mean you have to, you know, pull the ripcord on that date, but it's almost like it's getting your head in the game to be like, okay, you know, this is the date, this is go day, or this is launch day, or whatever it is. If you're, you know, launching a business or launching a site, it's probably going to be in summer, which doesn't surprise me. But look, radiance, this is such a beautiful card. So summer solstice is Cancer season, right? So, let's see, Cancer season starts in the end of June until kind of mid-July. So let's say that's your exit strategy, or that's when you're going to launch this project or do this thing that you're already planning. You're already sowing the seeds. The seeds aren't popping yet, right? They're coming up in summer. So are you ready? How do you get ready for this big arrival of something? Because I think it's going to make you very happy. But yeah, it's setting realistic timelines and also giving yourself a strict deadline, not to beat yourself up and give you anxiety, but to better prepare yourself for it. Summer solstice. Something summery. Maybe some of you are selling like almost like athletic equipment that one would use in the summertime. I'm seeing on water. That makes sense for my Pisces. But yeah, some of you may be selling boats or like life jackets, or maybe you're like making a paddle boat. I don't know what that is, but I'm seeing like like summery type sporting equipment. It could even be like something you do like summer lawn sports, or like croquet or something like that. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, some of you are just being asked to save your money. Save your money so that when you do exit or whatever it is you're choosing to do, you have a nice little, what do they call that? A little egg's nest or whatever it's called? I don't know. Moving. All right. So some of you got big plans to move in the future. And I think we started off saying that earlier. The Ten of Pentacles, some of you may be moving in with someone. And again, it's not that you can't, but it's saying, is it the right time? Do you really have enough saved up where it's not going to stress you out? There's something about your situation right now that is not making you happy. It could be that you're living with your parents, or that you're doing this, or, you know, there's something where it's like, this is not ideal. You're absolutely right. It's not ideal. Universe recognizes that as well. But will it be worth it in the long run to stick to it a little bit longer? Absolutely. Absolutely, Pisces. All right, beautiful Pisces, that's what I got for you guys. Please like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below what resonates for you, and I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye, guys, and Happy New Year.